You don't sound laggy.
Guys, we finally have the piece that's supposed to fix all of our issues, and here it is. It doesn't look like much, but small but mighty, if you know what I'm saying. Keyway, you might be able to see that, is super wide, and this one is super not, and that's what you want. Throw this on, torque everything down to spec, because if you don't, it can cause the issue again. We're also gonna set our crankshaft position sensor gap. If you have crank wobble or supposed crank wobble, this might be your issue, unless you own a short nose 1.6, and just sell it. This is your crankshaft pulley, or crankshaft sprocket, whatever you want to call it. That is where your timing plate and crank pulley mount up. Spray it off. Now we can go ahead and try to put our crank boss on.
Right here, I am just threading in the crank bolt, and I'm going to use the crank bolt to drive in the crank boss. It should work pretty well.
Then you'll take your timing plate. It's gonna have a hole in it right there. You're gonna line that up with the dowel on that. Then you can take your crank pulley, same thing. Now you can go ahead and take your 4 10mm bolts and start hand threading them into the crank boss. Go ahead and take your 10mm and tighten them down. You can see there's no play. Before, there is about 4 to 5 millimeters of play, which can change your timing up to like 8 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the belts on right now. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is take a 10mm bolt right here.
There's a 10mm bolt holding the crank position sensor on, and you just need to back that off just a hair so you can move the sensor around.
And I'm going to spin the motor over until one of the timing plate nubs is in front of that sensor. Now that one of the nubs is in front of the sensor, go ahead and take a credit card, set this to about credit card width. Crank bolt like 120-ish foot-pounds, and my torque wrench only goes to 80. So lame, we gotta call a friend over. My tools have arrived. We now test if the car runs correctly.
It doesn't wobble. Yes!
This is a big win.
I told you there was nothing wrong with it. It's got the power back, baby.
Is that it?
That sounds right. It don't sound laggy. It's definitely still
We heard it from the
restricted.
professional. It runs perfectly there.
I don't know about professional, but it definitely doesn't run as bad.
This is a huge success.
Why is
Thank you for watching.
Why is your camera so good?